Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. You may notice that I am in a tournament named Bren Chong in CWA. That's because I am teaming up with Bren Chong, who's a great face in the community, a great benefactor of the community, hosts a lot of tournaments, and really tries his best to provide a platform for some smaller streamers out there to host tournaments and generate maybe a little bit of a bigger audience. And that's a project that I'm definitely interested in being a part of. So we've teamed up, and I'll be selecting hand-picked streamers over the next couple weeks, maybe even longer. If you guys really end up liking this and it ends up really going well, this could be indefinitely. So there's going to be 1,000 player tournaments every single evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So follow me on Twitter at Clash_with_Ash to get those passwords. And of course, follow Bren Chong on Twitter at Bren Chong. I'll go ahead and include that in the description as well. He also hosts multiple daily tournaments, so maybe 7 p.m. Eastern doesn't work for you. You can go ahead and follow him for even more tournaments every single day. It is definitely our goal to provide tournaments for everybody in both of our audiences, and hopefully in doing so, it will create some sort of a community where we start to recognize the same names and, you know, more than just the average tournament out there. I really want to build a nice community of really positive and very skilled players around this project. So beyond that, guys, one more quick announcement and then I'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, and the announcement is the Champions Cup. Really excited about the Champions Cup. It's going to be my very own tournament, my very own league that I will be running and hosting, and it's going to start on November 7th. I'm going to put out a separate video that's going to explain all the details on that. It should be out tomorrow, but needless to say, my goal, I'll tell you my goal, I want to create and run the premier league in all of Clash Royale. I want to do it right, so really excited to have this off the ground. It's not going to be about me. I won't be streaming it. I will be doing some YouTube recaps, but it's going to be all about you guys and trying to get more of the community involved. So what I'm going to do is give smaller content creators, YouTubers, and streamers, you know, a platform to be able to showcase their content, kind of like what we're doing here in the Bren Chong tournaments, but it's just going to be on a little bit of a bigger scale. So more details on that coming tomorrow, guys. Really super excited. I will tell you that the first season will only be 2 weeks long, and there will be over $1,000 cash prize to the winners. So again, stay tuned for more info there. Alright, so now let's move on to the actual topic that I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys in today's video, and that is the state of the Clash Royale community. Now, kind of when you say it like that, it sounds like I'm really going to be absolutely railing, but, you know, in truth, I think there's a lot of positive out there in the Clash Royale community right now, and before I start in with all the negative and things that I do want to, you know, do my part in helping to improve, I just should say that the game is only about a year old. So, you know, when you compare it to games like Clash of Clans or bigger MMOs that have the same type of social feel, it's really just not fair. I mean, this game hasn't had that long to develop, and certainly the tournaments and, you know, some of the big streamers are just starting to make a name for themselves, so we should definitely be patient and give it more time. But with that said, I am kind of noticing a few disturbing trends in the Clash Royale community, and it's something that I don't think I'm going to be able to fix alone. I think it's about you, my viewers, and me just doing our parts. I don't, you know, I'm not going to pretend to stand on a pedestal here and be better than anybody else. And no, this isn't just about, you know, BMing. I don't want to make another episode about BMing. What I just want to do is kind of talk about the game. You know, I'm probably going to say a lot of things that you both agree and disagree with in today's video, so definitely don't take everything to heart, guys. I don't think I have all the answers, but it's you know, a lot of stuff has been on my mind, and I kind of want to just air it all out a little bit. And let's start with probably one of the most rudimentary topics that I want to talk about today, but it's people complaining about other people using specific types of decks. So at first, I didn't really mind this. You know, it is annoying sometimes to go against a Royal Giant, because Royal Giant can be a pain to defend against. But guess what? Any good player who knows how to play the deck that they're using can be a pain to defend against. I don't like the fact that if I share somebody using an Expo deck, or if I share somebody using a Mortar deck, or, before last update, if I shared somebody using a Goizen deck, immediately I could count on it. 50% of the responses would be, oh, no skill deck, lame deck, noob deck, whatever. Basically just ragging on the person who used a deck that was obviously super effective, and it's almost like they didn't get credit for it, and it just doesn't square up to me, and it's starting to actually get worse and worse and worse as more time goes by. I'll even put up like a Hog Cycle deck, and it used to be that Hog decks were super popular. If someone won with a Hog deck, no one would complain about it. But I put up a Hog Cycle deck, and even more people are commenting, oh, Hogs require no skill, oh, Hog deck, lame, whatever. Used to be you share a Jason deck, but now, oh, Giant, another Giant deck, blah, 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 lame. And you know what? It's starting to get really old and pathetic, and I think it might be partially to blame on other YouTubers. I mean, I don't want to point the finger at anybody specifically. I'm so busy that I don't even get the chance to watch a lot of these other videos, unfortunately, because there's a lot of great content out there. But I know that some people, really make a case in point on complaining and whining about certain cards or certain archetypes or certain decks. And I think that's really lame. I think that, enough is enough. It's okay to complain and say, oh, you got me with a Mortar. I did that in Helsinki, and, it was tongue-in-cheek. It was all good fun. But I think it's gotten way worse lately. The fact of the matter is, if, say, a Royal Giant deck was so easy, or a Goizen deck was so easy, you would see everybody winning tournaments with the same deck. And that's just not happening right now. It's not. I mean, even Lava Hound decks are getting hate lately. And the fact that so many different types of decks are getting hate, to me, just says that the game is actually pretty well balanced. And it's funny because the same people that will give certain archetypes or certain decks or cards hate are usually the people who complain about the game not being balanced. Now, obviously, those two things just don't square up. In fact, they're even a little bit hypocritical. So, basically, guys, what I'm saying is, try to lay off the hate on certain cards and decks. It's totally cool to be frustrated. I get frustrated too. It's a game that definitely evokes strong emotions, and that's totally cool, but don't dog on somebody for using a certain type of deck. I mean, next time you see one of your clanmates playing with a Siege deck or whatever, Siege always gets so much hate, but even playing with a beatdown deck, you know what, guys? Just, say good game. You say good game and then try out the deck yourself if you think it's that strong. I mean, that's how life goes. That's how games go. But anyway, guys, that is the first topic of today's video. That's something that I'm not a big fan of. The second thing I wanted to talk about is cheating and exploiting in the game, whether it be win trading or trying to get some sort of an unfair advantage in tournaments. I mean, I've spent hours and hours putting together this big upcoming league just trying to put preemptive measures to try to prevent these exploiting and cheating and win trading and everything else in tournaments. So we need to do a little bit better on our end to making sure we enforce fair play. I think it's really important to not only to us as a community, but also to the future of the game, that, people stick up for what's right inside the game. A lot of the onus should be on Supercell, and rightfully so. I mean, they're the creators of the game. They should give us the tools in-game to be able to properly manage and even, punish, if need be, cheating. So, until they do so, we have to do a good job as, bastions of the community, as players of the community. We have to do a good job of supporting fair play. And when members of certain clans out there start aggressively cheating or gaming the system, I think it's our job to not allow them in future tournaments or future games. They have to be punished or at least held accountable. Maybe punish is too strong of a word for a game. That's not how I mean. In real life, I'm sure all these people are fine human beings, or at least most of them, but some people, they just can't resist the temptation to gain that unfair advantage if it's presented to them. So that's life, guys. Basically, that's MLB, that's cheating, that's steroids, that's everything in life, and it's really hard to resist. But I think us as the community, we should just do a little bit better a job too, as making sure we do, stay true to our standards, stay true to, the principles that have allowed allowed us to gain the community that we already have. So let's keep that going. So definitely a big fan of promoting fair play inside your own clan. I know a lot of clan leaders reach out to me, watch my channel, talk to me, ask for advice, and that's one of the biggest things I can tell you is create a code of conduct and then hold people accountable to it. People won't do this, just like in life, people won't do these things if you hold them accountable. So that's really big. So as clan leaders, take pride in your clan name. You know, one thing I'm so proud of on my channel is that everybody who's come on for pro tips has been so willing and eager to help out fellow members of the community, mostly on Twitter, but also in the YouTube comments, just giving deck advice and stuff like that. And I'd strongly encourage other content creators help promote those type of people as well. That's the type of people that we really need in the community. You can be the best player in the world, but hey, if you're a real jerk, who really cares who wants to talk to you? Yeah, sure, you can beat me, whatever. I mean, you can beat me at a mobile game, congratulations. The real thing is just trying to be a good person, a good sportsman, and then be good. That is the true trifecta of Clash Royale. But anyway, let's kind of get to the next topic before I get too far up on my pedestal for you guys to even hear me. Now, I should mention that everybody has their bad days. Everybody, you know, most people probably BM. I don't. And you know what, just to be honest with you guys, one of the reasons I don't is probably because people would know who it is. If I was totally anonymous, maybe I would be tempted to here and there. I don't know, but you know, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you know, the random BM. I'm talking about more people who are just vicious and mean to people. You know, just be kind, help other people out, help your clanmates, have fun, enjoy it. It's a mobile game. Again, did I mention that before? So beyond that stuff, guys, I do want to talk a little bit about content creators, about streamers and YouTubers, and another thing I think this game is lacking in right now as far as the community is concerned is more partnerships and people working together in big projects and reaching out to smaller content creators. Now, I know a lot of people already do that, but just is nowhere near the level that we see in Clash of Clans, and that's what I'm used to. That's what I YouTubed and you know, streamed for 3 plus years now, is Clash of Clans. So making the transition to Clash Royale over a year ago, I was one of the 8 original YouTubers who picked up this game for the very first time in Helsinki around ClashCon, and I knew it was going to be a big success. You know, a lot of people in there really thought this game was going to be absolutely huge. I remember Chief Pat and Molt specifically were like, this is going to be game-changing. This is going to be game-changing. This game is going to be unbelievable. And I know Chief Pat actually has made a few videos now really trying to articulate why fair play is so important in this game. And I did already mention that, but I feel like I should mention also one of Pat's big topics, and that is win trading at the top of the leaderboard. Now, that still goes on today, and it only affects probably, what, 0.01% of the Clash Royale community, so it doesn't seem like it's necessarily a really big issue, but it is, guys. If we want this game, just like fixing the exploits in tournaments and in, you know, grand challenges and stuff like that, exploits need to be fixed even in ladder play in order for the game to be taken seriously and hopefully one day become a legitimate e-sport. You know, I was talking to the Rumham the other day. If you don't know his channel, check it out. I'll link it in the description. Very intelligent and just a great, brilliant guy. He has a great mind for game design and how to improve the game. And one thing that he kind of compared Clash Royale to, and it's something that really hit home because I used to be, back in my day, a real big Magic the Gathering player. Yeah, I'm definitely a huge nerd. And Rumham actually was too, and he reminded me that, you know, Magic the Gathering in the early competitive days, you know, like right after maybe like 4th or 5th edition came out, they started to have these big tournaments. You know, I kind of compare it to where Clash Royale is right now, and this is probably back in, like 98, 97, 98, and they started to have these tournaments, and right away, people started using exploits and cheating and doing whatever they could to get an edge. And you know, Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, they came in there and pretty aggressively, after it became a big issue, they pretty aggressively just started banning people. It doesn't matter if you're the top player in the entire world in Magic the Gathering, if you get caught cheating, you're banned for life. That was it. that was it, you know? And that was a pretty big penalty, but I'll tell you what, it really, really curbed cheating. And now there's almost none of it in competitive play. And now we're about 20 years later too. So it really, setting that very early precedent in a competitive game really set the table for years and years and years of competitive gameplay that was really successful. And guess what, guys? I can guarantee you nobody, or at least nobody besides maybe him and his best friends and family, remembers those early first few players, top players who were banned in the first year of competition. So I'm calling on Clash Royale right now, the Clash Royale team, to take win trading very, very, very seriously. I know some of these guys are top spenders, so that can't be easy either. Getting rid of top spenders in clans who are also top spenders is definitely a big decision that shouldn't be taken lightly. So if I was Clash Royale, what I would recommend is putting out an in-game message that is a blanket warning. If you're caught win trading, we will ban you permanently. So win trading, permanent ban. Now, there'll still be ways to get around this. You can still leave your clan, get matched up with one of your clanmates, and make a fake match that looks really, really close to a real competitive match, but, you know, one of them at the very last second lets the other person win. And that's really tough to combat, and that's something they'd probably just need to really brainstorm the best method to address. But you know what a really good place to start is, guys? A really good place to start is just going ahead and banning the very obvious cases. Same thing should go for tournament play, in my opinion. If you see people win trading in tournament play, I mean, at the very least, the tournament creator should have some sort of administrative capabilities in a tournament. I mean, I know not a lot of people are a fan of having the tournament creator have the ability to kick people from the tournament. Me personally, as somebody who hosts tournaments on a frequent basis, a real frequent basis, I actually would like to see that ability added. I don't think many tournament creators are going to go ahead and kick people from their tournaments. I mean, when you start a tournament, the whole point of it is to allow people to play. It doesn't make any, if you wanted to just start a tournament and just get cards, you could go ahead and just start a tournament and not invite anybody else in it anyway. But at the very least, I think the tournament creator should at least be able to give somebody a 1 match or a 3-minute cooldown. That way, if someone's caught, you know, maybe you want to make a tournament with special rules. Maybe you want people to just play certain cards. Maybe you want to make a no legendary tournament. Well, these are all great fun ideas that I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in. However, you really don't have any way of holding people accountable if they don't play by those rules. It'd be nice to have some sort of administrative power as somebody who, let's be honest, is fronting the entire bill for the tournament. I mean, I'm paying for it. Shouldn't I have some rights in terms of who gets in and who stays in? I don't know, just my opinion there, guys, but I would like to have some sort of capabilities of, you know, kind of policing these tournaments a little bit, making sure everything is on the up and up. Oh, by the way, guys, quick side note, check out Aisley representing Elite Gaming. I think he's in first place right now in this 1K tournament, and he is one of the best Three Musketeer players in the entire game. No matter the meta, he's ready there. I mean, even with so many people playing Lightning, including You Shall Not Pass, doesn't bother easily. He's ready for it, and he's a very, very skilled player. I'm pushing for him to get first place in this tournament, and there's really only maybe a minute or two left in it, so let's kind of watch the final minutes of this tournament as I kind of wrap up the topics of today's conversation. So, guys, those are my biggest issues, right? I really am a big fan of people being a little bit more positive, a little bit more inclusive in terms of content creators, working together a little bit more, not only with other big content creators, but also with you guys, the community. It's so cool to see you guys more involved in our channels, and I think to be successful together, that's probably a big thing that we're lacking right now. And beyond that, obviously, you know, just, you know, sticking up for the name of your clan, making sure you're representing the best the community has to offer. These are all things that I want to see more of from you guys, and you guys have the ability to do that. I mean, there's a lot I need to work on too, but I think the first step is just putting it out there that I want to get better, I want to improve, I want this to be a long-term, sustainable, viable community. I want to do real-life get-togethers and gatherings like I do in Clash of Clans and meet so many amazing people. So that's something that I want to be a part of, and I want to help organize moving forward, and I want other people to be a part of it too, and I want want to actually look forward to meeting people, not say, oh, is so-and-so going? Oh, this whole clan is a bunch of jerks. Oh, this guy's really conceited. You know, like whatever. I just want people to put their best face forward. It's so easy in this internet age of anonymity to go ahead and be whoever you want to be and just be a jerk. I like people who decide to be a good person, to put their best foot forward. So anyway, guys, again, I'm sounding a little bit self-righteous here, and by the way, easily pulls off the W. What up? So let's see if he's in first place, by the way. I don't mean to sound so, self-righteous here, and that's not the point of this video, and he is in first place, by the way. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. I want to see, I know there's a lot of great people in the community, and that's the good news. There's a lot of great people. I just want to make sure we promote them and work together as one community, not bickering amongst each other. So that's the message. Remember, guys, it's so much easier to be a jerk online than it is to be a positive, good person. It just, I don't know what it is. Again, that mask of anonymity that you have online, it really leads to all kinds of rotten things, and it takes a real strong person to be the bigger person online. So guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you agreed. I'm sure you disagreed with a lot of my points. What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Again, guys, don't take anything too seriously. This is a game after all. Just finishing up with these last matches here. I'll catch you guys on the tournaments daily, again at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then stay tuned for my video about the Champions Cup. Really looking forward to that, guys, and thanks so much for watching. As always, take care, guys.